evening, dear members and FB viewers, and welcome to the second of our live draws for the order of play. This one is for the match at Tinsley, which will be on the 10th of May, only a few weeks away now. Sunday night, we're live, and we are live, trust me. For those of you that were tuning in expecting to see Nina and Claire, well, I am very, very sorry to have to disappoint you. I gave them a script about 6 weeks ago, and that clearly wasn't long enough. So what we've done, we've invited friend of the society, a good friend of mine as well, Mr. Jonathan Bell.
Hello.
And we've spared no expense for this particular draw. We've hired someone who's got more talent in his big toe than Nina and Claire put together. And that's our weekend pink gimp. We'll go to the draw in a moment, and I want to explain a couple of things about the draw. But first, I just want to explain what's happened since we were last broadcasting. We've obviously had the race night. That was a huge success. Raised a lot of money, thanks to everybody that came along and supported that. We are obviously in the Masters weekend. We want to try and get this wrapped up so that we can watch the last match on tonight. We've had Andy Lightfoot. Some of you will know Andy. He's officially now been sworn in as a reservist. He's paid up and he's now R2. So if there's occasions where members can't play for any reason, we'll be giving Andy first refusal. And of course the big news for us is that we've had our first match last week. It was at the College Pines. Well done to Martin, who took the first strike. He coped with all that pressure and got us off to a great start. And thanks to Lee, who joined us, played rather well actually. In fact, he took second place. It was good to see you, Lee, and you're welcome anytime. But there was one really, really significant moment that stood out. It made history straight away. And for the sake of those that missed it, I think we ought to see it again. It was Mr. Oakleaf taking a fresh air shot. Let's take a look. Amazing. In fact, from this day on, it did say on the clip that we put earlier last week, any fresh air shots now are known as doing a Dan. In fact, I think it's an ugly actually. I think it warrants another look. Let's have another look.
Fast as a shot, that.
Brilliant. So, about the game, I'm sure most of you have seen the leaderboard already. The big win on the day was Kev for winning the National. Well done to you, Kev. But in terms of points scored and who leads the actual golf leaderboard, well, that was Mr. Bratt, scoring 36 points. Shall we just take a look? Now, I did speak with Mr. Bratt, quite a lengthy conversation earlier this week, and he did ask me to stress that he has only played to his handicap, which means that we've all obviously not done as well. He doesn't want people to think that he's the red-hot favourite and that he's going to romp it. I think we all know the truth, but he's got a point, I suppose. Don't worry if your score wasn't what you wanted it to be or what you'd hoped you'd achieved. It's about scoring your best 5 matches from 7 that we'll play this year. So it could be that your College Pine score isn't even taken into consideration, but you've seen the leaderboard now, you've seen where you're at, so there's everything to play for. So we'll obviously we're paying this gimp by the hour, so we need to get a move on with things. So I think it's time for the draw. this draw, we're going to do it ever so slightly differently this time. The committee's met, and we've come up with a bit of a solution to what we think is potentially a problem, but nothing obviously that we want to get too concerned about. You see, during the College Pines game, there was, let's say, a bit of an incident. There was one particular member. Now, I'm not going to draw attention to that member. That would be crass and uncalled for, I think, really. It's just, if we share this news, then we can all benefit from it. But there was a member that, how can we say they have a moment of misunderstanding. And I think really what we're getting at here is that they weren't too familiar with the rules. And it's a dangerous thing, that, really, when we're playing as a friendly society, and we all want to make sure that we're playing off the same sort of song sheet, as it were. So the committee are going to do a refresher on the rules before the next game. We'll do it as like a pre-breakfast briefing at Tinsley. But what we have decided to do is intersperse some of the committee and some of the more experienced players throughout the playing order, so that we've got a good mixture of officialdom and expertise, nice and neatly going through the playing order. I'll pop it on screen and it'll all probably come a bit clearer. So you can see there that Andy Hall, our proud president, he'll be in the first tee off, but it also enables him to finish first and he can help compile all the scores. And then we've got obviously our leader, Mr. Bratt, Jamie, Tim Mercer. It's just people who are either on the committee or who are very, very good golfers, like the Finney boys, who can just share their wisdom and their knowledge of the rules, if you like, so that we don't get any misdemeanors, shall we say, in the future. So we'll make the first draw. We've got all the numbers in here. We've taken out obviously the ones that have been pre-selected. If you, Mr. Bell, if you'd like to take the first one, and then we'll let the Pink Gimp take the next, and then you can take another. If you want to just read them out, show the number, and we'll take it from there. So do you want to give them a bit of a shake up to make sure it's all totally fair? And we'll get the first one underway. A lot of pressure on this first strike, as Mr. Martin Bailey will tell you. The first one goes
M7.
to M7. We know who M7 is. That's you, Mr. Wassell. What about that? M7. There's Wassell will tee off. This is at 11 o'clock, by the way. 11 o'clock. Wassell, who is currently, where is he? He's third on 33 points.
M29.
M29 is the next one. That's Mr. Jason South, who will be sporting the orange trousers. Currently last.
R1.
And R1! That man needs no introduction. He epitomises happiness and joy. R1 is our very own Jonathan Parkin, Chief Reservist. Let's have a look at them on screen. Tie to kick off proceedings at Tinsley, so that was the 11 o'clock draw. So we'll go now for the 10 past 11. Who's picking the next one? Is it you, Pink Gimp, if you'd like to get the next one for us?
M14.
M14. It's our smallest member, Mr. Sean Robb. M14, currently 22nd on 23 points. Not quite the start of work for Mr. Robb.
M12.
M12. Dastardly and Motley are together. M12, Mr. Sean Mitchell in a lot stronger position. He's currently 7th. Shall we take our third draw?
M24.
M24 is Mr. Stuart Swift. Hopefully the swelling will have gone down and he's able to play. It was very good of you to come along to the first draw, Mr. Swift. And of course the fourth slot there will be taken with our current leader, Mr. Bratt, M6. Let's have a look at those. Colleagues are just chuckling there, they've just found out my Stuart wasn't able to play. Next, 11:20. Let's do the draw for the 11:20 then.
M19.
M19 is Mr. Ian Smith. He wasn't able to get to the last match, which was a shame, so he's yet to post a score, but that's no biggie. Next up, in that 4-ball,
M28.
M28 is Mr. Craig South. Mr. Craig South got off to a very positive start. 21st place, 24 points. Very good, Mr. South.
M5.
M5 is Mr. Openshaw. Very disappointing from Mr. Openshaw. Currently 28th on 19 points. Thank you, Pinkham. That's it for this one, because Jamie, our trusted captain, will take the fourth slot. Was looking a bit dicey on the old pink trousers for Mr. Openshaw at one point, but luckily Southie saved him. So let's have a look at those on screen. And now up is the 11:30. So we've got a 4-ball. Mr. Mercer's already in this slot.
M18.
M18, familiar number, Mr. Kevin Homer, winner of the National. Not bad, 10th on 28 points. Quite respectable, Mr. Homer.
M21.
M21, Mr. Brannigan. 25th on 21 points. And the third person in that T-ball
M30.
is M30 is Mr. Patrick Rooney. 26th on 20 points, same as me. And then the last one to make up that 4-ball is preordained as Tim Mercer, M27. So let's take a look at those. Very good. So we're halfway through at that point, and so we are going to get the next 4-ball. And Mr. Ogleave, your handicap secretary, has already been allocated into this 4-ball. But the other players for the 11:40 are
M22.
M22, Mr. Dominic Oates. We'll tee off first in that one. He's currently 15th on a very respectable 27 points. Very good.
M13.
M13, unlucky for some, but not Mr. McMahon. M13, a little bit like Mr. Smith, he's yet to post a score because of his work commitments on the day last week. Oops, we have a slight bum deal, but let's see.
M8.
M8 is Mr. Andrew Simpson. You complete that one, and then obviously Mr. Ogleave. Mr. Simpson currently 22nd on 23 points. Again, everything to play for there, so let's have a look on screen. dear members, we're getting to the 11:50 tee off. So if you want to take the first name for this one.
M10.
M10 must be Mr. Ben Kirk. Currently 10th, 28 points, very respectable.
M23.
M23 is Mr. Jamie Wilson, my playing partner of last week. Appreciated the guidance, Mr. Wilson, thank you. Currently 19th on 25 points.
M26.
M26 is Neil Turner, 26. Did like Nids' little comment on the fresh air shot. You just hear him say to Dan, counts as a shot, that. Brilliant. And then the fourth preordained slot there is our fine player, M16, Mr. David Finney. So that makes up that 4-ball, and we'll have a look. Only 6 more names to go now, dear members. We're on the 12 noon tee off. The first to tee off in that 4-ball will be
M11.
M11 is Mr. Daniel Tresize, 5th place, 31 points. Very good player, true gentleman of the game.
M20.
M20 is your next player, Mr. Michael James. Slightly disappointing at 15th, 27 points. It's a bit of a ring himself. On to you, James A.
M25.
M25 makes up that one, which is Mr. Martin Bailey. The last time he was teeing off, and he was nearly last. So well done to you. And then you've dropped really lucky. You've got Mr. Richard Finney, M17, making up your 4-ball, distributing his wisdom, experience and ivory. That's the 12 now. Let's take a look. And finally, the 12-10. It shouldn't be hard to work this one out if you've not been drawn. You know who you are. I think I need this one. 12-10. Playing with Mr. Ollivant. M4. The first one to tee off in that one then will be
M9.
M9 is Mr. Ojal Patel. I think he went last time, yes. I think about going last time, Mr. Patel. Can't work out really.
M15.
M15, Tony Baloney, Mr. Anthony Hutchinson. 15th at the moment with 27 points, and this has got to be me. That's not a fix, is it? That's unbelievable, really. M32, it's not a fix. You've seen it here. Purposely got a transparent container. I'm very disappointing, 26th on 20 points. You won't see any foul play here at the Colin Golf Society, or no, it won't happen. And this is why we've made these changes. But let's have a look at that one on screen. So there you have it. That's the last 4-ball. Just for those of you that want to see it, let's show you the whole thing. there you have it. Now I just want to be serious for just 1 minute. Many of us probably this morning got up, just had a totally normal day, did our normal thing, but for thousands of people they've been pounding the streets of London doing the marathon. And Alita was one of those who ran, and I'm very, very pleased to say that she completed the course. So many congratulations to you. She did say that it was never her intention to run a marathon. It was always Beg's dream to do it, and she felt heartbroken knowing that that dream would never come true, and that's what's inspired her to train as hard as she has and go on and run the marathon today. So heartfelt, really, congratulations. She does have a Just Giving site, which if you, I know times are hard, but if you did feel that you could give anything, we'll put the web address there. It's www.justgiving.com/Alita and if you could just go on there and give anything, and if you can register for the tax bit as well, that means just she'll get a little bit more. So there we are. Just leaves me to say thank you to Mr. Bell, very grateful for the work that you've done this evening, and to you, Weekend Pink Gimp, exceptionally kind of you, thank you, and we look forward to seeing you at Tinsley on the 10th.